He's the best there is at what he does, and what he does is design MCU characters. A set of renderings of Wolverine, drawn by former Disney artist Jason Pastrana in 2017, is making the rounds on the internet in anticipation of the X-Men's eventual introduction to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Several pieces were posted to Pastrana's Instagram, and while it's far from the only Marvel concept art on his page, his reimagined movie Wolverine may be the most intriguing. Disney didn't officially acquire the film and television assets of Fox Studios until earlier this year, so at the time this artwork was commissioned, the notion of the X-Men entering the MCU was not much more than speculation. Even so, Pastrana went to the trouble of designing at least 9 different takes on Wolverine's iconic mask, and you'll notice that all of them downplay the parts of the mask resembling the points of his hair, which sometimes seem to stretch into infinity in some of the character's comic book depictions. It's worth noting the 2 stealth variants with the mouth and nose covered, a version with an X on the forehead, and the presence of a great big stinky stogie in every version where the mouth is visible. Odds are Disney would have nixed that detail. Pastrana eventually settled on a version he liked, something of a combination between designs number 2 and 5, and designed the entire costume front and back. As iconic as Hugh Jackman's long run as Wolverine in the Fox-produced movies was, the character has never even come close to looking like this in a movie.
You actually go outside in these things?
What would you prefer? Yellow spandex?
This version of Wolverine is a lot closer to what we're familiar with from the comics. He looks older, downright grizzled, as if the MCU version of Wolverine would start out as aged and haggard as the one in Logan, rather than ending there. The rendering of the face even looks a little bit like Jackman. It's enough to make you wonder if at some point Disney execs were kicking around the notion of porting over the Fox version of the X-Men to the MCU before deciding to recast everyone except Deadpool.
Hey, it's me! Don't scratch! Just cleaning up the timelines.
Since Pastrana drew these concepts in 2017, names that have been bandied about as possible successors to Jackman skew much younger than the depictions here look. Rocketman's Taron Egerton, Dacre Montgomery from Stranger Things, and even Daniel Radcliffe of Harry Potter fame have all been rumored to be considered for Wolverine. But Pastrana's work is definitely worth consideration. It seems to be a clever way to fit Logan into the MCU. Note the compact, streamlined look of the helmet and the utilitarian feel of the uniform, which invokes an aesthetic similar to the duds worn by Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., or superheroes with a more militaristic bent. There's even a short belt pouch, or if we're being less charitable, a fanny pack with a little X on it. It's not hard to imagine another MCU character making some kind of wisecrack about that.
What are you wearing?
Oh, I always wear this. This is one of my favorites.
Pastrana apparently does this kind of stuff all the time, and if you visit his Instagram, you will absolutely get lost in it. Other designs of his include an MCU version of Doctor Doom, a rendering of Riri Williams, better known as Ironheart, and a version of Spider-Man if his suit had been designed not by Tony Stark, but by Shuri. It'd definitely be cool if at least some elements of Pastrana's design make it to the big screen, because, again, it's a version of Wolverine who seems to fit the MCU aesthetic. We have the distinct feeling that he'd do the team justice if he were to put his mind to designing their MCU look, because, what do you know, he already did it, and it's a really smart take. That said, Pastrana doesn't work for Disney anymore, so it's more than likely another concept artist will provide their own designs for Marvel's mutants. And we'll have to wait several years to find out if the character's eventual designs resemble Pastrana's handiwork or go in an entirely different direction. Marvel Studios has not announced the release dates of any X-Men projects as of yet. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Looper videos about the MCU are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.